I'm talking to Pauline Gill, who has been breeding dogs for particular purposes. Pauline, what do you do with the dogs out at your establishment at Woodstock? Now, I know you train dogs, and they're mostly Labradors, but you train them for all sorts of things. What are some of the things that your dogs are able to do?
Okay, so what we do is we breed Labradors,
yep,
and the puppies are conditioned to certain jobs. So we've provided scent detection dogs, guide dogs, assistance dogs, mobility assistance dogs, diabetes alert dogs. So the people who have approached us to get our dogs have a particular need, and to the best of our ability we will mould the puppy towards their needs. So if you're looking at the military dogs, they're raised with explosions and guns and sound.
Lots of noise.
Lots of noises. If
yeah,
you're looking at the ones that are scent detection, that we're going to teach them to get their noses down on the ground and find a scent. Most recently we had one that's a diabetes alert, so the little girl's swab was sent to us in a little container, and I found the puppies that most responded to that scent, and then that dog's gone on to become a fully fledged diabetes alert dog. So we condition depending on the person's need.
And that dog was quite young.
That dog is only 12 months old now and has been alerting since probably about 4 months of age, 3 months of age.
So when the little girl has a diabetic attack, for want of a better word, hypo, that's the word, the dog says, whoops, something wrong here, go and wake mum and dad.
Basically, yes. So what happens is when a person has a hypoglycemic attack is there's a certain point that they release a certain chemical that we can't pick up as humans, but dogs can. And at that hypo, which is generally around the level of the normal blood sugar is between say 5 and 7, around about the level of 5 or 4, more likely 4, that this chemical is released. So it's below the normal level, this chemical is released, and the dog picks up that scent and is trained to alert the adults that the child is having or is entering into a hypoglycemic attack. Now this is for a 4-year-old, and generally speaking the dogs are 12, 18 months before they can do this, but this dog also is managing to alert at night time as well. So you're asking a puppy to be alert during the day and respond to the dog's hypoglycemic levels, but also this dog's managing to pick up the hypo at night time as well. So the parents who have to go and test 2 or 3 times at night time, at least twice at night time, the dog will get up, pick up the scent, will go into where the parents are and bark, and they'll come in and they'll do a blood sugar level,
do whatever they need to do.
What a good dog, reward them for it. Very exhausting for everyone, but it's a lifesaver for that little girl.
Now let's just imagine this. So the little girl is snuggled up in bed, and the little pup is, or the dog now, is lying on the, either on the bed
or on the bed with her.
Sleeps on the bed and just snores away peacefully, as they both do, and then all of a sudden gets a bit of a sniff, whoops, we've got a problem, goes and wakes mum and dad up, mum and dad can come and deal with whatever needs to be done. That is absolutely brilliant.
Is it?
On a lighter note, the truffles are no problem for the dogs to find.
No, not at all, not at all. That stinky mushroom is very easy for the dogs to find. So we actually also have a number of truffle dogs, and a couple of our dogs go over to Western Australia with a team of dogs, and this year they collected something like 6 ton of truffle.
Which is worth an absolute bucket load.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I should have leased them.
Yeah, but more importantly, you're now working towards dogs which are to aid veterans and others, but mostly veterans who've suffered PTSD.
Yes, we have. We've had a number of dogs, again through our program, for veterans who have approached us for PTSD support dogs. And interestingly, this reputation's been ongoing. So we've done the military, we've got dogs with the police, and we've got dogs doing truffle hunting and all the special jobs. And 2 or 3 have gone off also as veterans support, PTSD support dogs. And there's an organisation called Soldier On, and 2 people who approached Soldier On to see if they could start a program for veterans using dogs to support veterans, primarily as a suicide prevention. Now this has been done a fair bit in America, and also a fair bit's happening in Norway with it. And to be honest, Australia's probably 20 years behind in dog training and linking this sort of association than anywhere else in the world. So it hasn't really been done formally here in Australia, and so they wanted to approach Solomon and see if they could locate dogs, facilitate that, link the veterans with the dogs. And it's not just you're a veteran, here's your dog. It's you need to be identified as having PTSD. You need to have psychological support all the way through. An app has been developed, so wherever the person lives, there's still an app that they can access and get the information on how to train the dog. But my role is to help with the team to select the right dogs, bring them in, re-educate the dogs to a level that they can be paired with the veteran, and particularly those who live in Canberra, because this is where it's launched at, that we can do due diligence that their dogs are safe and that they are well and that the person is given ongoing support for as long as they need. So say for example that person has got that dog and they're aiming towards getting public access certificate, the app will actually get them to that level, and we facilitate that happening for them at their pace. So they can
go wherever they need to.
So they can go where they need to. So there's very legal distinctions between an emotional support dog, a therapy dog, and a service or assistance dog. Very distinctive legal distinctions. And so this is for service dogs, so that the person, if needed to, could get full access into shops and restaurants and on aeroplanes and
something similar to the guide dog.
Exactly the same.
Okay. Now, Soldier On has contracted an organisation called ISDA, which stands for
ISDA, Integra Service Dogs Australia.
Right, to find the people who need these dogs and to find the dogs and to link the two up as best they can. Close. So Ben and Ken were the two people who approached Soldier On to see if they can get this program going through Soldier On. What they became aware of is that the demand for these dogs is much bigger than what Soldier On could ever facilitate. So you're looking at due diligence for the dogs, kenneling for the dogs, management of the dogs, food, grooming, and all the rest. Then you've got due diligence for the person applying for the dog, their ability to care and look after a dog, and then the process of actually matching them together. And that is a big job, because the best of intentions sometimes doesn't flow as well they should be. And with the people with the PTSD, they have many issues that need to be addressed at the same time. This is primarily about suicide prevention because of the huge number of suicidal veterans. So in the process of doing this, Ben created a company called ISDA, Integra Service Dogs Australia, to be the service provider that will facilitate all that due diligence for the well-being for the dogs, as well as the integrating the veterans together and then supporting them as they get their dog. In the middle of all that, Border Force have come on with actually offering us their dogs, that they have a huge breeding program down in Victoria, and they'll have 50, 60, 70 dogs a year that don't meet their criteria. There's nothing wrong with the dogs, they're probably too people orientated, which for us is perfect. And so they've offered us their dogs. So we have a supply of older dogs between 12 and 2 years of age. And we also have a number of puppies coming on. So we can, as Tapu or Labradors, have been approached to consult to set up this on the dog side. And we can certainly help provide some dogs for them, some puppies for them as they go on. But at the moment we also have these Border Force dogs. But once that happens, we need kenneling. And this is an ongoing process. Now, if someone was to go to the ISDA website, they would be able to find a lot of information about how to apply if they are a person who probably could use one of these dogs. And there's an application and all the other stuff on there, or there will be, on just how they go about securing one of these dogs. Yes,
there is definitely a website. At the moment there's a total of one page. On that is the contact information for a person who wishes to apply for a dog, and also contact information for a corporation or a individual if they wish to donate to this organisation. But firstly, for the applicant, I would direct them to the website, which is www.isda.com.au. And if they go to that, there'll be an inquiry section there, and they can then go through the process of applying or making inquiries about how they get a dog.
Now, the majority of these dogs are Labradors, I'm told.
That's correct.
Why?
Why? Okay, so...
Other than them being very nice dogs.
Other than them being lovely dogs. Labradors are primarily... there's a good association with Labradors for the military as well as it is for the police and other service organisations. So there's a positive association with the breed in the first place. Many of these guys are and have worked with labs in the field, and so there's already a connection there, so that makes it easier for them. The other issue that has to be managed is the public perception. So it wouldn't matter how well trained your Rottweiler, your Shepherd, your cattle dog or your Pit Bull is,
whatever, yeah,
they're not going to have the same public reception as a Labrador have.
Everyone loves a lab.
Everyone loves a lab. You've got to recognise also that for these people who have PTSD to go into the public, there is this public perception that a service dog, even if it's in training, must behave perfectly.
Yep.
So you really don't want the veteran put into a situation where he's under undue pressure for something that he doesn't need to be held accountable for. So someone's afraid of a Shepherd, or someone's afraid of a bull terrier, or something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
But there is generally a good feel towards a lab.
Well, it's the old thing. Everyone loves a lab.
Everyone loves a lab. I have no argument with that one.
And what does the future hold? So this organisation is almost in its infancy, but it did get a launch in the last week or so.
Yes, we had a fabulous launch at Government House. It's being supported through under the banner of Soldier On. ISDA is a service provider for Soldier On. The launch is targeted for veterans at the moment through Soldier On, but ISDA is planning to provide also for police, federal police, emergency service officers who have identified PTSD as well. So we don't want to limit it just to the veterans. The program doesn't just involve you get a dog and you go away. There is the app, there is the ongoing support, and also if for whatever reason the veteran needs to maybe go back and be hospitalised for a period of time and he hasn't got family who can care for the dog, that we can take the dog back in with us. So it is a holistic approach, not just here's your trained dog, go away.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well this sounds fantastic, and I hope as this grows that you can keep us updated with new developments and maybe even a story or two about successful people who have actually got a dog.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm hoping we'll be able to, certainly through the website, put up photos and give a pictorial display of what we've done with the launch and what's happening. But also we're very much seeking for more sponsorship, be it corporate or personal donations. It's a not-for-profit organisation. Absolutely no government funding whatsoever, other than the very grateful support from Border Force with their dogs, which is fabulous.
Huge,
and saves us an awful lot of money, but it is still upkeep and care, and also the training and the need for people with skill to be able to.
And anyone that's got a dog knows about the cost of keeping a dog and keeping it well and getting it fed and all the rest of it.
Well, the guesstimate to raise and train a dog for service is around about $20,000.
Yep. So they can go to the ISDA site and make a donation or inquire if they want to be a corporate sponsor of some sort, and they'd be very, very welcome.
Extremely welcome, yes.
Okay, well thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much.